Hey everybody, Steve here again. I wanted to give a 4-month post-transplant update. My transplant occurred on February 20th, 2023, and to date I am doing very well. If you remember, my post-transplant weight had dropped down to 119 pounds from my normal 145 or so. But since I've been back in the gym for the last couple of months, I've been able to get my weight back up to a good 137. And I'm feeling really good. I've gotten my muscle back, I've gotten my strength back for the most part, realizing that I'm not going to be what I was when I was 31. But things are going really well. Other things I've noted physically since the transplant is that I do experience pain from time to time at the incision point. And I also experience some phantom pains from other areas in my abdomen, which is mostly due to my body still recovering and trying to repair from those incisions. I don't know why they show up in various places on my abdomen, but it's a strange sensation for sure. My scars are looking pretty good. As you remember, I've got one up here from the access port for my dialysis sessions. That one's healing up pretty nicely. My 6-inch incision in my lower abdomen is also healing nicely, and I realize that's going to take quite a long time for that to minimize, but it feels pretty good. I will say that certain movements, especially in the gym, I do have to be careful with because I can feel some minor tearing, and the last thing that I want is to have a hernia, because that is another operation and I definitely don't want to be back in that ER again. But aside from that, everything is going pretty good. I feel really good. I feel my strength has come back for the most part. I've even been back on the tennis court just to see if I could still do it. I wanted to wait for quite a while so I could make sure that my legs were strong once again, because prior to the surgery I had lost so much muscle and strength in my legs that it was even hard for me to walk. Now I'm back to being able to run. I have built all my leg strength back, and I really wanted to test my legs on the tennis court before committing to coming back and playing full-time. I was doing that out of an abundance of caution because the last thing I wanted to have happen is have my legs give out from weakness on the tennis court and ending up rolling an ankle or breaking a leg, even worse. I definitely don't want any setbacks at this point, so I'm still going to get into it a little slowly, but my plan is to return and start playing as much as I can. I want to get back to enjoying the things that I used to. As far as medications go, I've been able to drop a couple of medications off of my medication regimen, and I've been able to reduce by just a little bit my tacrolimus, which is one of the anti-rejection meds. Now I can't say that I really feel any difference with dropping those medications, but it does make filling the pill box each week a little faster. It does take me about 15 to 20 minutes to fill that thing for the week, but again, I'm very careful and I'm making sure that I'm getting the exact doses in the right slots. I'm happy to say that since using that GoodRx app on my phone for a reminder, I haven't missed a single dose since my transplant surgery. I take it at 7:30 in the morning and 7:30 at night, and I have never been outside of a 10-minute window on getting those medications in me. The last thing I want to do is miss a dose and then have my kidney come under attack from my immune system, simply because my body knows that this kidney isn't mine. And I know the importance of taking those medications on a regular basis, so I'm going to keep on top of that as best I can. From a mental health standpoint, that's been a little bit tougher. I do experience a little minor PTSD from time to time, knowing what I've been through and that it likely isn't over. I know that I will probably have other complications come about as a result of my CF and diabetes coupled together. But I've chosen not to really dwell on that and ruminate about that, simply because I know it's not good for my mental state. I've been taking my life day by day, and I make sure that I really take time to enjoy the small things and the small victories each and every day. And I've really found that I've become a lot more patient and a lot calmer when it comes to dealing with situations. I don't get uptight about anything, and I just kind of keep a level head. Not like I wasn't that way before, but I think even more so nowadays. I tend to lean that direction. And one of the things that I've also learned is I am a nice person, but I think I've become even nicer to even strangers. simply because it always pays to be nice to people because you simply don't know what they're going through. And I was a perfect example of that. You know, I put on a good front, and a lot of people didn't know what I was going through. Good or bad, that was what I wanted to have happen. I didn't want people to know that I was in pain or I was depressed or worried about my health. I just always wanted to present myself as a healthy individual, both mentally and physically, even though I wasn't. Now that I've become more transparent with those things, it's been a little uplifting for me, and it's really changed the way I go about my life these days. Now, my doctor visits have lessened as well. I used to have to go to Des Moines every week in the first month of my transplant, and then it has changed to once every 3 months. So my next appointment is not going to be until August. However, I continue to get labs drawn every week just to keep on top of things. Really what they're looking for is my magnesium levels, my phosphorus levels, and then my creatinine, which is a measure of how well your kidney is performing. My magnesium and phosphorus levels continue to be low, so I'm still on some supplements to take care of that. And my creatinine has hovered right about around 1, which is perfect, right in the middle of that acceptable range. It has trended up a little bit from time to time, but in talking with my nephrologist, when she looked at other labs that go along with that, her assessment was that I was simply not drinking enough water. So I really made it a point to drink a lot more water on a daily basis, and that has leveled off that creatinine, and it's, again, remaining right at about 1.0, which is great. That tells me my kidney's functioning, and it's filtering my blood appropriately, and also allowing my body to process the protein that I had so dearly been missing. I also wanted to address how my donor is doing, Tom. He's doing great. He's been back at work for several weeks now. He's feeling really good. He's doing all of his regular exercising, walking the dog, washing the car, whatever. And he just feels great. And he really feels good about helping someone out that was in need. That's one of the things he's mentioned as one of the greatest accomplishments of his life. And that really means a lot to me, because being the person that was able to receive that gift from him allowed me to live longer and be able to see my son graduate from high school, which happened just a couple of weeks ago. So I am forever thankful for Tom, and I know he doesn't expect any extra attention or anything in return. He's just the perfect example of a lifelong friend who has always been there for me through thick or thin, and I've told him that I will do whatever I can to help him out in whatever time of need he experiences. So again, I'm thankful for Tom, and I'm also thankful for all of you who have supported me throughout this journey, and I know that you're continuing to pray for me and pray for good health, and that I continue to do well. And I am, again, very thankful for all of you for that. I'm planning on doing a little bit of traveling, but I have to say, in thinking about it, I'm a little bit nervous about that, because I don't ever want to miss a dose of those medications I have to take to prevent rejection of this kidney. And I have a little anxiety about that. For example, losing my bag that has those medications in it, or being somewhere where I had left my medications back in the hotel room or whatever. There's just a lot of things that go through your mind when you're trying to keep on a regimented schedule with your medications. So I have to work through that a little bit mentally, but I am trying to figure out a place to go this summer just to unwind and relax, because I still need to decompress a little bit from all the experiences I've been through in the last year. I'm always reminded of a commercial that I saw on TV that was talking about taking vacations, and one of the quotes from that by Ewan McGregor was, "Are you going to regret the things you didn't buy or the places you didn't go?" And for me, it has really become the latter. I'm really starting to think about all the things that I could have been doing when I was healthy, and being sick let me know that those are some things that I should have done. But now that I've been given a second opportunity to do so, I'm going to take that and I'm going to run with it. In closing, I just wanted to again state that I'm doing well. My labs are all still looking good. and physically I'm doing pretty darn good given the situation. I am still working through a few issues with depression that comes and goes, and a lot of that has to do with things that I might experience on the horizon with complications from diabetes and CF, and also keeping this kidney alive. It's really a roller coaster. I've been able to level it out lately, and I'm feeling pretty good. And I think the best approach for me right now is just living my life day by day and not ruminating over things that could happen, but enjoying the things that are currently happening to me. So with that, I wish you all good health, and I look forward to sharing more about my experiences as time rolls on. Thanks again.